So yesterday, I was not in a great space. It happens. It happens to all of us. It happens to me. It happens to you. La, 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 la. But the point is, let me see, what is the point? Emptiness. There's nothing worse though than when you feel low or empty or depleted or in some way lacking, going on social media and looking at the information and platforms of people who have information that you, when you're in a good mood, don't like. And then when you're not in a good mood, you're like, the world's coming to an end. It's really interesting because it just reminds me how much of like what I think about myself and how I am and how I feel is peppered by, the surrounding noise. How much of, there's just so much information, there's so much noise, there's so much distraction, there's so much happening in here already. And then when there's additional stuff happening outside, like something happens that made me feel discontented, or, there's other things, they all then seem to conflagrate. They all seem to bump up against each other, right? And then I don't like this person, and then I don't like any people who look like or talk like that people or who are from that part of the world. So yesterday it happened to be California people, no offense, you know what I mean? It just happened to be the thing of the day. Tomorrow it might be New Yorkers. And it's one of those things that I need to be ever vigilant of, because this messaging, this information that I'm constantly surrounded by, it's not me. But the thing is I have this block, I have this chunk in my head, it's called my ego, and it measures who I am and how I am based on how I'm bouncing off and mirroring all these things and all these people. And getting clarity can sometimes feel like a constant exercise. And when you're feeling depleted or despondent or overwhelmed, the exercise feels more like this, right? That you're clearing up and trying to get out rather than just trying to move things out of the way that are at your level. Right. So this is one of the reasons I'm such a big proponent of feel your feelings, do your thing, talk to your people. Don't try to negate or deny that you feel angry or sad or stressed or anxious, but talk to people and let it out and do what you can to work through it and let it go. And I'm not saying let it go like poof, because there are things that bothered me 30 years ago that still bother me today. I don't think with a couple of therapy or coaching sessions, things just go poof into the air and disappear. Yes, I have had some awakenings where things that used to bother me just don't bother me anymore. I mean, I don't know what happened and when or where or why. But one of the things that always bothers me is this vapid and empty nature of so much information that, I want my ego out of the way. I want to be able to absorb anybody that has any point of view, no matter whether it's something I agree with or can side with or contemplate, or something that just makes me angry. I want to be able to absorb, oh, that's just one person's point of view. That's just another person's point of view. Oh, here's a different perspective. Oh, there's a different person's experience. And when I get down and then I start seeing some of these people who I don't like their point of view, it becomes a heavier burden on me. I absorb it and I make it mine, and then I make my response to it and my displeasure at it something to augment and add to this way that I already feel down. And so, all these little things, I talk about these things all the time because I'm not a Pollyanna who insists on walking through life I'm happy all the time. I will also say that I'm pretty contented or mildly happy 90 plus percent of the time. Doesn't mean I don't have complaints or disagreements or people don't piss me off, but I get minor irritations that I'm able to just kind of talk through, work through, or move through. And so it's just this sort of a warning sign, if you will, for me to just be mindful of when I feel that way, what I'm eating, who I'm around, what I'm talking about. Do I have people, and I have a guy and I have a mom that listen to me when I don't feel good, right? When I'm not at my best, and I'm grateful for that. Because I don't want to keep it in, and I don't want to add to it, and I don't want to magnetize more stuff. Because you see, this is the problem, is that I'm over here and I'm going, oh yeah, man, I'll go ahead and look at people who annoy me and I think are empty and full of shit and vapid on Instagram, and let me go look at their pages and then get more annoyed at the stuff that already bothers me. It's such a tricky thing, right? There are times I just need to stay away from media. There are times I need to be alone. There are times I need to just feel angry and call somebody and be like, ugh, I hate everybody, right? And it's okay to feel like that, right? I don't really hate everybody. It's just a feeling in the moment, right? But it's just a reminder to just stay away from things that I have no business looking at or seeking out when I'm already like on the downside of life, you know? So there you have it. I got to go get my food off the stove. So when you're empty, fill yourself up with good stuff and keep it moving. All right? Thank you. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.